There is a strange silence that comes after you finish something that moved you. A book, a poem, even a single passage. You close it, but you're not really done with it. Something is still moving in you, but there's nowhere for it to go yet. Most people skip over this part. They either move on quickly to the next thing or they try to explain what they just read. But both reactions flatten it a little because what just happened isn't fully understood yet. It's still settling. There's a reason certain texts stay with you longer than others. Not because they were complex, but because they touched something unprocessed inside you. As a reader, I've noticed this isn't about intelligence or interpretation, it's about impact. And impact doesn't always arrive as clarity. Sometimes it arrives as disturbance or recognition or a quiet internal shift you can't immediately explain. There's a line from Roland Barthes that often stays with readers of literature. The text is a tissue of quotations drawn from the innumerable centers of culture. What that suggests, in a simpler sense, is that reading is never isolated. What you read enters into everything you already carry, which is why you don't just finish a book, you absorb it. And then you need somewhere for that absorption to land. This is where writing after reading becomes something very different from reflection. It's not summary, it's not analysis, it's not even insight in the usual sense, it's continuation. A way of letting what you've read keep moving through you instead of being closed off too quickly. You don't ask what this means. You ask instead what changed in me while I was reading this. And even that question doesn't always need an answer. Sometimes you just begin writing from the after feeling. Not what the book said, but what it left behind in you. Or tension, or softness, or memory it unexpectedly touched. For example, after reading something like The Year of Magical Thinking, many readers don't walk away with conclusions, they walk away with a different relationship to absence, memory, and time. And that doesn't resolve itself in reading, it continues in you. That continuation is what writing holds. There's something important here about how reading and writing actually work together. Reading opens something, writing gives it space to exist outside of reaction. Without writing, you might move too quickly away from what you felt. With writing, you stay a little longer. Not to explain it, but to let it fully exist. Even something as simple as, I don't know what this book did to me yet, but I know I'm not the same after it. That sentence is enough, because it acknowledges change without forcing clarity. And that's often where real literary experience lives. Not in interpretation, but in transformation you haven't fully named yet. As a bibliotherapist, this is something I notice often. People assume understanding comes first, but more often, feeling comes first. Understanding follows gradually, sometimes much later. Writing creates the bridge between those two. It keeps the experience from disappearing too quickly into daily life. It holds it in place long enough for you to recognize it later. So maybe it's not about what did you just read. Maybe it's more about what is still moving in you after reading that you haven't yet put into words. Just take one blank page, stay with the after feeling, because sometimes the most important part of reading doesn't happen on the page of the book. It happens on the page you write after it.